Veritas University of Nigeria, Abuja, established by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria to provide quality tertiary education. Veritas University is located in the serene environment of Wari Area Council, sharing neighborhood with JAMB and the Nigerian Law School. We offer quality courses in Faculty of Education, Humanities, Natural and Applied Sciences, Management Sciences, Social Sciences, Engineering and Law. We maintain high standard of learning and character formation, ensuring timely graduation for our students at affordable fees. With high digital curriculum, we maintain an e-learning system with uninterrupted online studies. Our environment is secure for learning.
Welcome to Veritas University of Abuja weekly TV program on academic excellence. This is a weekly TV program where we try to talk about academic values of academic excellence. In this episode, we are hosting Professor John Ahure Sambe. My name is Cyril Ole. You're welcome. Professor Sambe is a well-known name and face once you talk about mass communication in Nigeria. Professor Sambe is the first Northern Professor of Mass Communication. He is a fellow, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. At the university, Veritas University, he is wearing two caps. He is the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, as well as the head of Department of Mass Communication. Prof, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, darling.
Prof, while we were climbing the studio, a professor said to me, that professor going there taught a professor who taught me. Is that correct?
Yes, well, I have produced quite a number of professors
Really?
by mass communication. And so I think he was right to tell you that.
This sounds like you have been teaching for some decades. I mean, to have been able to produce some professors who have produced other professors.
I have not only been teaching for some time, some years, but I have also developed curriculum in mass communication, not only in Benue State University, but in other places in Nigeria, State University of Owerri. I developed postgraduate program there, postgraduate diploma, MSc, PhD. And so, University of Benin, I also developed a curriculum of MSc, postgraduate diploma, MSc, PhD. And when I developed mass comm in Benue State University, from zero to a diploma in mass communication, BAc mass communication, MSc mass communication and BAc and PhD. I managed the department to full NUC accreditation before I moved out of Benue State University to develop and assist other universities as a qualified professor of mass communication.
How long have you been sitting on the chair as the head of Department of Mass Communication at Veritas University of Abuja?
From 2016 to date.
Okay.
How many years?
That's about 4 years.
4 years.
Okay.
And I developed the department and then stayed as the head of department to move it forward.
Okay, so you are the pioneer head of Department of Mass Communication at Veritas University.
Yes.
How has he been trying to start the program? Even though it sounds like you are familiar with always going to clear the bush to start mass communication department.
Well, the terrain is very interesting, but it must go through NUC for clearance.
Okay.
National
Universities Commission.
NUC must ensure that you have qualified people to teach in the department, you have equipment, you have studios, without which NUC would not approve that the mass comm takes off in anywhere. Most universities run away from starting mass communication because they think it is too expensive. But of course, it's a very profitable department, well patronized, well subscribed, and of course, it produces competent and versatile young men in broadcasting, journalism, public relations and advertising, and sundry. Little wonder that NUC has approved that instead of remaining as one department, many programs, it should be separated into a number of departments so that there will be in-depth specialization by students.
Okay.
And I think that is a wonderful step forward, not only for the students, but for the universities and for the country.
Prof, please tell us more about this NUC policy on unbundling the mass communication department as you have. What does it really entail? Someone will say they scrapped mass communication from the universities. We have been hearing all sorts of misconceptions.
Well, there's quite a bit of confusion in the mind of students and in the mind of parents and other people at large. Because some people think mass comm is scrapped and is no more.
Okay.
But that is not the intention. The intention is to make mass communication more viable and in-depth specialization in the series of departments that mass comm train people in it. And the unbundling has brought about that position where you now train in-depth broadcasters who become broadcast journalists. And then you train in-depth journalists for print journalism. You train in-depth public relations students, and students also who are trained in advertising. And in almost all the 7 departments that the NUC has approved.
Okay, there will be 7 different departments.
Altogether, the unbundling means that the NUC has approved that the mass comm should be in more departments rather than remaining in one bundle, offering more programs.
Okay. And how will that enhance specialization and competence?
And that is it that I've just said, that the splitting of mass comm into departments definitely gives room for specialization.
Okay.
It gives room for competence. It gives room for greater flexibility anyway. And that means that all departments of mass communications will now gear towards becoming a faculty of communication, so that they have evolved these departments in which Nigerian students can be trained. Be that as it may, it is not possible for most universities to start all the departments at a time because of what is involved in bringing the departments to the level students will be comfortable and they will be happy to progress in the programs. So I think in some universities, they may start with 3, 4, 5 programs. Some federal universities, state universities can start with all the 7 programs. But private universities, for example, may be very selective, I suppose, in order that they have courses that are well subscribed because of their nature as private universities.
Okay. So let us come back home to Veritas University. Do you have all it takes to go into these 7 departments, the unbundling, establishing new faculty of communication?
I think when Veritas University started the Department of Mass Communication, apparently came out as one of the foremost departments of mass communication in the country, apart from University of Lagos and Bayero and few other universities. Veritas University started mass communication and equipped the department to provide competence in journalism, that is both print and electronic, and to offer competence in public relations and advertising. And we have all studios. Studios were all put up before accreditation to ensure that Veritas was not playing with mud, but very hard stones, in producing able departments that can train young Nigerians to go into industries and contribute their quota in their development.
So for students...
So, and so what you're just trying to say is that whether in Veritas you might want to have all the departments. Certainly, I think the university will first of all decide to pick out courses that may be clear to both students and parents, one, and departments that are adequately equipped in personnel, equipment, and infrastructure. You know, because we already have this infrastructure, except that we might need to add just a few more and pick up a little more personnel, as the case may be, and extend our infrastructure. So in Veritas University, that is what it stands. The university may be looking at starting some departments. Now, these departments will depend on how management of the university will want to take them. They may want to take 3, they may want to take 4, they may want to take 5, they may want to take 2. But I'm sure our able VC, who is, I think you heard what he was described by somebody as dynamic, able and enviable, right? That's sort of who is very innovative. And I think he's thinking very carefully on how some of these departments can come up and we train able Nigerians and be competent in the structure and the production of students. So all these departments are already fully equipped, except that since Veritas University does not want to just train a student who will go out and just be saying, I finished. I finished. Not that I finished, but you have earned a degree that makes you competent, that you can do something. You can produce newspapers. You can produce programs on your own and sell. You can perform competently in broadcast studios, radio and television in different areas and so on.
And that is where the entrepreneurship comes in mass communication.
And that's what I was saying. Veritas University emphasizes entrepreneurship. But when you train students, they should go out and be able to perform. And that's the hallmark of Veritas University. The students who come here should not just go out and stay without knowing what they come here for. They should know exactly what they have come here for, what they have acquired, and can practically put it into use.
Okay. Prof, we're going to go on a short break so that I can pay my bills. But when we come back, I would like us to look at what you consider the strengths of the new Faculty of Communication that you intend to start in Veritas University. Keep staying.
Welcome. This is the Forum for the Inculturation of Liturgical Music, Film, Abuja 2019. Presenting to you the Motet One featuring Veritas University.
You're welcome back. We have in our studio today Professor John Ahire Sambe, who is the head of Department of Mass Communication as it presently is at Veritas University. He is also the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences. Prof, before we went on break, I had asked you questions around the unbundling policy of the National Universities Commission for Mass Communication. So what will you tell our viewers about students who intend to come into Veritas University to study mass communication? What should they really expect, or how would they expect to professionalize and specialize under the unbundling policy?
Unbundling is confused to students,
Okay.
like I said before,
Okay.
and even parents. But to say the least, the unbundling is very good and very important. Now, what is that unbundling? Splitting the department into departments. And so far, NUC has approved 7.
Okay.
Veritas University will choose to start with promising departments that already well equipped and can accommodate students and train them very well.
Okay.
That apart, students ask questions. What is now mass communication?
Exactly.
Now, what is now mass communication is media arts, journalism and media arts studies.
Okay.
Now, this deals strictly with print journalism and allied matters.
Okay.
And then you have broadcasting.
Okay.
Broadcasting now deals strictly with in-depth study in radio and television.
Okay.
Students who are coming to specialize in broadcasting will certainly do an in-depth study in broadcasting and television, which will mean, therefore, that they specialize now in broadcasting rather than mass communication.
Okay.
But it is the same mass communication, but already since it has been approved to go into departments, now a student comes to study mass communication, but is studying broadcasting,
Okay.
which gives him in-depth study of radio and television.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And then he now studies, those wanting to study public relations will not only study in the Department of Mass Communication, but will study public relations as a single course
Okay.
that offers in-depth training for students to go out and work as consultants, serve as public relations officers in different organizations,
Okay.
and do other things that are very necessary that equip them to serve the public. And then those who might want to go into advertising, we now do in-depth study in script writing and production. They will go into in-depth study of knowing all about billboard production and what it takes to put out a competent advertisement that can attract people, we can make people interested in merchandise, which they will need to patronize marketers and so on.
Okay.
Now, so, and then when we go into film,
Oh.
then of course you will be going into in-depth study to produce film for the country, for all plays that are written by theater people can be converted into plays and produced for entertainment of Nigerians.
Okay.
And of course, other themes can be considered. And so, a student studies in depth of film production, he will be equipped to be able to handle studio, cameras, and script writing to produce films, and will be competent in directing and other things. So you see, this is what specialization now does. You come in mass communication, but you do not study many things. one course.
Okay.
You now specialize in a single course.
Okay.
Now, if you come in for development communication,
Okay.
now you now go into in-depth study of how communication is used in that aspect in developing the society, bringing in different communities, making sure they know and they agree in certain areas, and how development is fashioned for the interest of the people.
Okay.
It also comes in with quite a number of areas of study,
Specialization.
studies anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you have media arts and, you have
Multimedia or something.
information
Okay.
and multimedia.
Aha.
This is a very promising course
Okay.
because it will equip students to be able to manage information.
Okay.
We keep students to be able to produce quite a number of things. Multimedia will do a number of things that they can be very marketable themselves.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so on. And it's very interesting.
It is. It was interesting.
However, now this is how these departments are. All these departments are set out for the advantage of students.
Okay.
And let me tell you, students who are confused might think that, well, I want to study mass comm, it is now not mass communication, so what am I studying? You are studying communication anyway,
Okay.
but you are studying communication in various segments on a more specialized level.
Okay.
So if you come in for journalism, you have journalism and media studies. That is, leaves you, we call you print journalism.
Okay.
Then you come in for broadcasting, you are now a broadcast journalist and so
Okay.
on.
Okay.
And then when you come in for public relations, where you serve in different places, you are a specialist in that area. You manage companies and organizations.
One will say that the era of jack of all trade in mass communication is gone.
It's gone, but then it is very interesting that it has enabled specialization, in-depth specialization in various areas.
Okay.
That's the advantage. And so we will encourage our students now who want to study mass comm to apply for journalism and media studies,
Okay.
broadcasting, public relations, advertising. And that will very much in their interest because it will provide in-depth studies with the departments that are very well equipped for their very adequate training and competence.
Is the department ready to enroll new students into these departments in the upcoming academic session?
Yes, but of course we have to clear with NUC.
Okay.
Already NUC has approved these courses,
Okay.
but I think we will have to go back to them so that they can they want to give clearance because NUC will want to ensure, I suppose, that departments are equipped
Okay.
with equipment, personnel, and infrastructure.
Okay.
So with this now, I think the NUC will want to make that verification to give go ahead.
Okay.
Although the courses have been approved, I think they might still want to approve this department by carrying out verification. They may as well say that what department should go ahead and start, but I think, I am sure, and I am supposing that we will have to go back to NUC for further discussion.
Okay. Prof, let me ask you, where do we see the new faculty coming up, Faculty of Communication, that you most likely will hear in the next 10 years, particularly in terms of postgraduate programs? Do you intend to start postgraduate programs anytime soon?
We would have wanted to start postgraduate program in this academic year.
Okay.
But for the unbundling, but for the so many things that Veritas is doing, and the pandemic, this COVID-19,
Right.
has made it very difficult for universities to be steady in almost every organization.
Yeah.
And that has given us a bit of setback, because we may not, how to get NUC to give us clear, it is only what my details from starting a postgraduate program,
Okay.
which we anxiously wish to hope that it must, by the grace of God, take off in the next academic year.
Okay. You are cutting short, Prof. What is your relationship, if any, with any foreign university that offers either journalism or media studies?
Yeah, there are many, many universities in the United States offering studies in these areas that have emerged.
And you have a relationship with them as a department?
Now, for here in Veritas, I think we are working towards relationship with international universities,
Okay.
so that our students will study here and specialize over there, or study over there and specialize here.
Okay.
That is what we are trying to do, and so far we have already started a journey with some few universities, which we concretize, and this will take off.
Okay. Prof, thank you for coming to our studio. I wish we could continue. We are talking with history as it were. Thank you, Prof. We have been talking to Professor John Ahire Sambe, Head of Department of Mass Communication, Veritas University, Abuja, who is also the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences. Thank you for watching. My name is Cyril Ole.
Veritas University of Nigeria, Abuja, established by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria to provide quality tertiary education. Veritas University is located in the serene environment of Wari Area Council, sharing neighborhood with JAMB and the Nigerian Law School. We offer quality courses in Faculty of Education, Humanities, Natural and Applied Sciences, Management Sciences, Social Sciences, Engineering and Law. We maintain high standard of learning and character formation, ensuring timely graduation for our students at affordable fees. With high digital curriculum, we maintain an e-learning system with uninterrupted online studies. Our environment is secure for learning. Contact Veritas University of Nigeria on the following numbers: